This is my Rally Supra.
And this is everything I need to give it a full rally car interior.
And today, we're going to be installing it all. So in a few weeks when we take it to the rally course and have a professional rally driver test it, we're safe and fully in control of the car, even if we're going full speed through a forest.
Now the first step is to get the old seats out. That's going to make our lives a lot easier. Imagine the airbag goes up right there. how the crash people intended.
This is the move. You gotta get the front bolts out, move the seat forward. You don't want to unplug the seat with the battery plug in.
My shoes!
Your shoes are back here?
And your head.
Oh my, I've been looking for these.
What? What a find.
Holy sh! Didn't know my Beats by Dre. Please sponsor us, Apple.
It's so comfortable.
You've become one with the Supra.
That's what they call a cockpit.
That doesn't make any sense.
With all the bolts removed, we can disconnect the battery,
It's rusty.
Oh, hello.
Stop.
pull the seats out, and take care of something that is a must when you're working on your interior.
Obviously the interior's got a lot of grime to it. Not so much this side, but really Will's side over there.
Hey, you were here too, man.
It's got many things. So we're just gonna, while the seats are out, which is a rare opportunity, vacuum and clean it. Sweet.
To fit the cage, we have a bit more dismantling to do, including removing this chassis brace bar and a few other small plastic bits. And now, we can finally start to fit the cage, which might not be as easy as it seems.
Something you guys should know about the Supra, if you can't tell right now, it's really, really tight in here.
Yeah.
This is with everything out, and I'm still like pretty squished
I'm a ball
in here.
right now.
So getting this cage in might be a problem.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I looked up the video. In the Studio RSR video who made the cage, they said take it to a professional, but we're poor, so we don't do that. And then the other guy's video that did it himself said Studio RSR cage install. Not easy was part of the title of the video.
Which is a good thing, because that means the cage is actually really sturdy. The more mounting points the cage has, the better.
And for us, that's a must, because if we're thrashing this thing off-road, we want to be safe. Getting the cage into position as best as we possibly can is absolutely crucial to this process, because we really only have one chance to drill the holes into this car. With the front and rear section of the cage test fit, after admittedly a lot of fumbling around, we're happy with where the cage is sitting. And now we can very carefully mark up all the holes and do what is definitely the most important and scariest part of this install.
Now that the cage is mocked up, we're gonna have to actually get some bolts in there, and that requires us doing something called like thread certs, or you also can call them nut certs, or you can also call them riv nuts. We'll show you how that works. It's actually pretty cool. But once we have those in, then we can properly install the cage. So this is sort of a two-step thing. First we mock it up, figure out where the holes are gonna go, get the holes ready, and then properly install it. So a little more complicated, but it's supposed to, obviously be a safety feature, and you want it to be safe. So the extra steps are important.
With the cage removed after a bit more fumbling around, we can start to drill holes in our Supra and insert the threaded rivets. While we do that, I want to talk about ModPro Garage. ModPro Garage is something that has been very helpful to us recently and is something that will be very helpful to you guys too. When you modify your cars like us, keeping track of everything you do can be pretty annoying. ModPro Garage gives you somewhere to organize your collection no matter the size and keep track of all your mods in one place. We take our cars to a lot of shows and get lots of questions, which honestly I don't always remember the answer to. So being able to share the link to our ModPro Garage and have all the information about every build so accessible has been amazing. If you want to check out my ModPro Garage, the link is down below. And a reminder that anybody who signs up for ModPro is automatically entered to win a chance to test the Rally Supra with us. So go check it out. And now, with all the holes drilled and rivets inserted, we can actually install the cage for good, which is a bit scary.
I'll hold it up. You just grab the other side.
Oh, we tilted it the other way.
No, I tilted it this way. I think.
We did, but it's okay, I think.
No,
No, it's not okay. We took it the other way.
Yeah,
That's much better.
now that makes way more sense.
With the cage bolted in and actually fitting super well, credit to Studio RSR on that one, we're doing our best to modify all of the interior components to fit around the cage and look as factory as possible. With everything installed, the cage is finally done, and honestly, I'm super happy with how it came out.
The difference between me 10 years ago and now is the fact that Will and I actually put a little bit of attention to detail. This is all of the original panels back in with cutouts for the cage. Typically,
the difference between Jackson 10 years ago and now is that I did that.
yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, see, I still didn't have to do it. Now Will got to do it.
You would have had that in the bag, brother.
But we got the cutouts back here, and then Will even modified on the inside. I'll show you. Check this out. The cutouts for the cage in here. So all of that is now done. Look at that. That looks actually so good. We're professionals.
Yeah, no.
Almost professionals. But this cage is sick. And the installation, not nearly as difficult as I was expecting it to be. That's just a testament to how good the product is from the guys over at Studio RSR. But it looks awesome. I really love the, just wait, it kind of looks OEM plus right now. So now we just need to do all the rest of the interior. So now we are gonna go and get the seats in. That's step number 2. So we have to build the seat rails and figure out how to get them in the car. I think it's gonna look really good once we've done it, but seats, for some reason, are always way harder than you think they're gonna be. I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever done seats before, you'll know the pain.
If you've ever put bucket seats in a car, you'll know the most important part is the bracket and rails. Most bucket seats are very similar in the way they all function. They come with uprights, and that's pretty much it. A factory seat normally has electronic adjustment for forward and backwards movement, but if you're adding an aftermarket bucket, you actually lose all that functionality. So to maintain that, we bought custom adapters and sliders to make the seat safely mount to the floor of the Supra and also be able to be adjusted so more than one sized person can drive it. Assembling these sliders and adapters can be a bit annoying, but it's well worth it to making the car usable and comfortable. And now we can start to install the seats into the car.
One seat is assembled on the rail, and Will's deciding to pull the entire seatbelt through the window and attach it that way.
Dude, it's the move.
Strange strategy, but I like the vision. I'm gonna get the other part of the seatbelt on because safety first, and then we can try fitting it in the car for the first time. So let's do that.
With the driver's seat in place and bolted down securely and properly tested,
Oh, dude, that feels great.
we can assemble the passenger seat and brackets, again using the factory seatbelts on both sides to ensure an as close to factory level of safety and functionality as possible.
We're going the extra special route. We have to take the OEM buckle out, obviously, for the seatbelt to work, but we're bringing the wire with us in hopes that we can just plug this back in and we won't get an annoying seatbelt light every single time we get in the car. That's doing it right, folks. At least potentially.
And then we can bolt everything down into its final resting place. Bucket seats can completely change the way a car feels to drive, and for a car we plan on ripping off-road, being held properly in place is super important. Plus, the factory seats are super heavy, so we're also losing weight in the process, which is nice because the cage added some extra weight.
The seats and cage look unreal, but we're missing something, and that is... Let me scooch back because we have sliders. The steering wheel. Now this is the stock steering wheel, which is great and all, but I think we can do a whole lot better than that. We have to match all this cool race car, rally car vibe we have in here, and we've got the perfect solution. Let me show you. This steering wheel is way cooler. This is from our friends at JQ Works, and it's kind of 2 pieces. So you have this Sparco steering wheel, and then you have this center race car button cluster thing with magnetic paddles. Oh, that's so good, and much better than the paddles that are in there. That's just the race car touch. It also happens to be quick release, so I think this is gonna be a lot cooler, and it matches our Sparco seats. This, I think, will tie it all together perfectly, but we first need to disassemble the current steering wheel without blowing it up, which is always scary, so I'm gonna let Will do that.
Okay, I can do that, but I want to see something first of all. I need to investigate how this all works.
Yeah, I can put this together.
I'm gonna do it all in the car, but I don't know how this part works. I know how this part works now.
He's a genius,
I am now
folks. He just
quite aware of
eyes
how
it.
this part
Good
works.
to go.
Alright, this goes onto the car.
Yeah, then that
This
goes on.
goes through here.
Plugs in.
Wires plug into the car.
Oh gosh, this is always not working.
I am for real, bro. Alright, so this is
like this, and then I'm gonna assume this one goes like that. And this goes like that.
With Will having assembled the new steering wheel in his head, now he can take the old steering wheel out, which is admittedly proving to be far more difficult than anticipated.
The first step is to remove the factory airbag, which is pretty straightforward. There's usually 2 little holes right in the back you can see right above my finger. We'll just poke the screwdriver in there, and then you usually can just get the airbag out. But remember to unplug your battery if you're doing this, because if you don't, there is a chance that your airbag will explode, and you will get hurt. Especially if you're holding a screwdriver when your airbag does explode.
Not ideal.
That would be bad. But Will's an expert. He's removed many a steering wheel airbags.
Like, it's like half out. Right.
Oh yeah, it is half out. I can see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely like the clips just need to. Oh, that's weird.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. That's hard.
Walk that side back in. Let's try the other side. Oh no, this side's still out, so even better. Nope, it's now in.
No. Nice.
I broke it, but it's out. That was shockingly easy to remove.
Although the new steering wheel looks super complicated, it's actually just plug and play. So Will is just bolting everything down and getting it all plugged in. If you want one of these for your car, there's a link in our bio.
Now while Will starts to assemble that, I'm just gonna add a touch that this car needs real quick on the inside. And that touch is a brand new Luft Sense. You should get these. This is the best air freshener in the game, made by us, so I'm a little biased, but it smells great. It's not too overpowering, and it goes right on your sun visor. Like so. Look at that. Wow. Matches the interior nice. This is another beautiful scent by Luft Sense. These are sweet. They last for 30 days, but honestly they end up lasting for more than 30 days because we're terrible business people. So they're great. They're long lasting, they smell great, and they go in any car interior, so you should get one. LuftSense.com, made by us. They help support the channel so we can do more cool stuff like this, and they look good in any race car interior.
With the last of the adapters and bolts tightened down and the steering wheel installed the right way up.
Oh, that's so cool. It's cool if it goes on. Oh, it's flipped upside down. You did it upside down.
Everything should be fully functional, which is amazing and honestly was really easy.
Okay, look at that. That looks so much better. And the seats with the cage. Dude, this is probably the nicest interior we've put together yet. And the paddles. Oh yeah. We still need to label all these buttons because it actually comes with stickers. But this is so cool. And it feels really good, honestly.
The whole interior is like...
The interiors really come together. It's 3 things, really, is seats, cage, and a steering wheel, but it changed the entire feel of the car.
The only feel we need to change now.
Yeah, okay, so this is a problem that you've probably seen. Our car was a salvage title Supra, hence why it was inexpensive and we're doing all this work to it. But this is definitely a factor of the airbag having blown up before. So we're gonna have to resolve this without, I don't wanna get that in my eyes. This I think we can fix with just some double-sided tape to really just fix the visual annoyance of that. I have double-sided tape, but I need a razor blade. One sec.
Unfortunately, double-sided tape was not the correct form of adhesive for the job. So we decided to instead use a ton of fabric glue and tape everything in place as best as we can so it has a chance to properly dry. After a few rounds of the gluing and letting it dry overnight, we could see if it actually worked and if it'll stay in place.
The glue has been sitting all night, taped up. I just took the tape off and the 2 sections are finally glued together. So now, all I theoretically have to do is just get it to go back up where it's supposed to be, back to its home. Just like that. And wow, problem not solved, hold on. Okay, maybe I'm doing this wrong, one sec. There we go, problem solved. It just had to go into the little seal here. And now, I can show you the final interior. I think it's a lot better than the stock one. I'm really happy with how this interior came out. So check it out.
901 Shelby Drive, look alive, look alive. Came up on this side, now they on the other side.
And with that, the interior is done, and I think the Supra is ready for some rallying. Or at least, I hope so. I'm sure something is probably gonna break, but you should subscribe, because either way, it's gonna succeed, or something's gonna go terribly wrong, and it's gonna be fun to watch. Hit the subscribe button, see you in the next video.
Cause I told them that we put that behind us, but I